What's up, everybody? Ricky HD. Today I'm going to bring you a video on this 131 build that we're doing. This is a 2020 FXLRS Lowrider S, Softail Lowrider S, and we're doing a compensator delete on it. This has the 131 Stage 4 kit on it. Super badass, monster inside of it, but there's some things you got to change out when you're building out big power in these Milwaukee 8s, even in the twin cams if you have some of the old heads. So what is one of the things you need to change out? So this individual came to me and said, hey man, I want to do more power. I need more power to my back wheel. I feel like it's just not there. And I told him, well, the first thing that needs to go is your compensator. So the stock compensator is this gigantic hunk of shit. So this is your compensator. This goes right here and it connects to your clutch basket and makes everything go to the back wheel, right? Well, in theory, it was a great idea. Harley-Davidson said, hey, let's put this fucking 18 piece of junk in here. And what it's supposed to do is basically rock around this cradle. And when it's rocking on the cradle, what it does is it takes out, when those pistons are moving and everything else is moving inside the motor, you can feel it, you can hear it, it's louder, it's more uncomfortable as you're riding, blah, 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 blah. They did it for comfort, they did it, it's a great thing in theory. Here's the problem. This is the sprocket. This is the cradle. The cradle is the number one thing that breaks. Now, on the twin cams, they were a lot thicker. If you look at these walls, they were a lot thicker on the twin cams. But on the Milwaukee 8s, with more power, bigger displacement of the motors, they decided to go thinner. Why? I don't know. Why does Harley-Davidson do anything that they do? So with this motor only has, this bike in total only has 2,000 miles on it. If you look on here, there's already wear marks, scrape marks, chunks out of the metal. I mean, it's already starting to get demolished because it can't handle the torque and power that these are putting out. So the twin cams, they didn't have as big a problem as braking, but they still were when you were building up past the stage 2. With the Milwaukee 8s, they're coming straight off the factory floor, pushing almost 100 horsepower, 100 and something torque. So when you build them up, especially to a 131, you're gonna break them. I've broken two of the, anybody that's built out their Milwaukee 8s has broken this hunk of shit. So this is the part, the cradle, that breaks, but check this out. So there's that, you have the sprocket, right? You have spring washer, another gear, another spring washer, another spring washer, another spring washer, and another spring washer. Why do you need all that? Why do you need all? You don't, okay? And that is the reason why these things are breaking left and right. So what is the answer? Well, there's a bunch of different companies that are putting out compensator deletes, compensator eliminators. Today, for this particular application, because it's so much power and it's a performance machine, we are going to put in a solid piece. This is a solid sprocket, a solid piece that is just going to take that chain inside the primary chain. You're going to take it. It's going to take your gears, and it's going to rip that, and it's going to rip your wheel, fucking all the balls, all the power of your motor to your back wheel, like it's supposed to be. Now, what's the downside of something like this? You're gonna feel it, okay? You're gonna feel a little bit in your clutch. You're gonna feel a little bit more play. It's gonna be a little bit louder. It's gonna be a little bit more jumpy when you're down in low RPM ranges trying to cruise around. But guys that are building out their bikes like this don't give a shit about comfort. If they cared about comfort, they would have got a fucking Electroglide. So, with that said, this is going in. This hunk of shit is going out. What are some other options? Well, if you don't quite want to be as performance and nasty as this, there is the Manowar by Dark Horse Crankworks, the Manowar. That is a compensator delete, which is inside of here. It's actually enclosed. It's got bushings that you can change the bushings out to your comfort level, so you don't feel it as much, but you're still getting the power. But if you're a guy that wants all balls, all power, this is the way to go. Solid sprocket, solid piece of American steel, metal, aluminum, whatever they made it out of, and it's just a better piece. So we're gonna throw that in there. We're gonna get rid of this fucking chunk of shit. And again, the compensator, you need to get rid of it. If you're pushing anything over 100 horsepower and 110 torque, you need to get rid of the compensator because you will break it. Mark my words, you'll break it. I guarantee you, some of you have already broken it and wish somebody told you before, get rid of the compensator. So, to all my performance heads, let's get this thing in there.